Today I want to show you an awesome free nutrition calculator. Now this calculator is designed by the awesome people at Precision Nutrition. Now this is the company I got my certification through, my coaching certification. They offer programs in sport and exercise nutrition coaching. Awesome program. So they've designed this free calculator for the public. I have a professional version of this one, but like I said, I'll show you the free ones. This is on my resources page. You scroll down under Precision Nutrition, click on Nutrition Calculator. So here is the ultimate macro calculator. This is on their blog. Use the Precision Nutrition Calculator to instantly get a nutrition plan with macros, calorie, and portions that's personalized for your body, eating preferences, and goals. So you can read more about that. And then when you scroll down, you click Get Started. So I'm going to walk you through this calculator. So is this for yourself or for a client? It is for me. What is your age? Okay, not how I act, how old I actually am. There we go. 45. What is your biological sex? Now there is, if you click on the little I here, it talks about like if you're undergoing sex or gender transitions and etc. So you can read that. Precision Nutrition is very, is awesome with that stuff. Very open-minded. So here we go. What is your biological sex? Female. How tall are you? 5'2". How much do you weigh right now? 110 pounds. Next. What is your goal? Now it gives you 5 different goals. Lose weight, build muscle, athletic performance, body recomposition, or improve your health. And each of these you can click on the little I for more information. So lose weight. This is if you'd like to lose at least 10 to 15 pounds. So not just 5 pounds. This is at least 10 to 15 pounds. Build muscle, you'd like to build muscle, increase your body weight. So you want to gain weight here. So muscle with a bit of fat is what's going to happen. That explains that in here. Athletic performance, you want optimal nutrition to support long and intense athletic training. You don't really want to change your weight. You just want to perform better. Body recomposition, this is if you want to lose some fat, but less than 10 to 15 pounds, just a few pounds, and at the same time build muscle. So you're not going to get a huge difference in your weight from this. Improve your health. This is maintaining your current weight, but improving your nutrition and overall health. So I want to show you this one. This is my preference, but some people have a bit of, there's some confusion over part of this. Okay, how much do you want to weigh? Valid weight is 50 to 500 pounds. This is not asking you how many pounds or kilos you want to lose. It's asking how much do you want to weigh at the end of this when you have achieved your goal. So if I wanted to lose 10 pounds, I wouldn't do this and pick a date. Oh, I want to lose it by tomorrow. It's not going to let me, because me ending up weighing 10 pounds is impossible. And so yeah, if I maybe made this 105, now the next I can actually click on this. So how much do you want to weigh by the end of it, not how many pounds or kilos do you want to lose. So I'm going to choose athletic performance. That is my personal goal. What is your preferred eating style? It gives you 6 options here with more information in the little I here. Anything, so you'll eat anything, no major preferences, no restrictions. You don't have any special considerations with your diet. Mediterranean, so plant foods, healthy fats, moderate amounts of lean protein. Paleo, that emphasizes meats, veggies, and healthy fats. Vegetarian, this is plant-based with small amounts of eggs and dairy. Ketogenic, a high-fat, very low-carb diet, or fully plant-based, so all plant-based foods, no animal products, so vegan. What I love about this program is they acknowledge that any type of preferred eating style, you can still achieve your goals. And as any type of diet can work as long as you meet minimum nutrition requirements. So it really is up to you what you prefer. So that is super cool about this calculator. So I'm going to go with, I'll go with anything. I will eat anything. Bring on the big bag of chocolate chips. So now for each of those preferences, for each of these 6, you are going to get a slightly different macronutrient ratio breakdown here. So do you want to use anything standard macronutrient ratios, or do you want to customize it? So here, if I wanted to use this ratio where 30% says here, the blue is 30% of my calories are coming from protein, Yellow here, 35% is coming from fat and 35% is coming from carbs. Do I want to use this, the standard one, or do I want to change these ratios? So let's click on this. If I wanted to customize it, here's some recommended customizations. You could do the balanced one, which was that the same one? 30, 35, 35. So that's this one. Or you can do a low fat one, so you have a lot more carbohydrates here, same amount of protein, but a lot less fat. Or the low carb, where you get same protein, low carb, higher fat. So you get to choose your own here. Or, so I could pick one of these and click next, or I could enter my own. And this is super cool. This is where, like, if I wanted very specific percentages, I could say my protein is what I'm concerned about. So I want like super high protein. I want 45% of my intake from protein. So now what that does when I slide this is it moves the other two. See? Because these three percentages have to add up to 100. That's how it works. So I couldn't do 45% protein and 60% carb and 50% fat, because that would add up to 5 million, and that doesn't work. It needs to add up to 100. So you can mess around with this. So I could do 35, and then whatever's left is, there we go. I can't see that one. Can I click on it so I can see it? There we go. 35, 35, and 30. So that adds up to 100. So I could do this and click next. I prefer to go back. I'm going to use the standard one just because. How many meals do you like to eat each day? I like to eat all the meals. All the meals. So about 4 for me. You can do whatever you want. 1 meal a day, 50, 5,000, whatever. So now describe how active you are each day. This is not including your exercise sessions. So not including your workouts, not including, that hike on the weekend. This is your day-to-day in general, how active you are. So considering, how active you are at your job, how active you are at home while at home. So very light, sitting most of the day, like you have a desk job. Light, so it's a mix of sitting, standing, and light activity. And the reason for this is when you're standing, you're burning more calories than when you're sitting. So like if you're a teacher, you're burning more calories than if you're sitting at a desk all day, right? So that's why they have this distinction. Moderate, continuous, gentle to moderate activity. So you're a restaurant server. Heavy, strenuous activity throughout the day, construction work. So now I teach karate for my job, and then the rest of the time I'm sitting on my butt blogging and making videos. So let's just pick light. Yeah, sure. Okay. What describes your weekly workouts? So very light, almost no purposeful exercise. So your workouts at the gym or at home or going for, quick walks or hikes or whatever. Light, 1 to 3 hours of gentle to moderate exercise. That's per week, 1 to 3 hours per week. Moderate, 3 to 4 hours of moderate exercise per week. Intense, 4 to 6 of moderate to strenuous exercise per week. 7+ hours of strenuous exercise for the very intense. Now, I don't know, when I'm training for a competition, when I'm competing a lot, I'm here. Right now, I'm probably here. I've been slacking. Not that intense is slacking, but yeah, for me it is. Okay, click next. Your results. We've created a personalized eating guide for your body, activity levels, eating preferences, and goals. So now I'm just going to scroll down. This is the summary. So my age, weight, my preferred eating style, my macros. Again, I can go back and change any of these if I don't like this. So at my current body weight and activity level with my goal of athletic performance, I need to eat 2179 calories per day. And then now what they show you is what Precision Nutrition promotes is the hand portions method of calculating intake. So you use your hand to figure out serving sizes. So, and the idea with this is that your hand is always with you. Hopefully it's portable, so you can take it to a restaurant, you can take it to a friend's house, wherever you're eating, and your hand is proportionally to your body. So bigger person, bigger hand, smaller person, smaller hand, which results in smaller or bigger serving sizes. So the hand portions method, the palm of your hand is 1 serving of protein. Your fist is 1 serving of veggies. A cupped handful is 1 serving of carbs, and that includes whole grains, fruit, legumes, so anything with that have a high percentage of carbohydrates, and then your thumb is a portion of fat. So that includes like plant oils, nuts, avocados, cheese, things that are primarily, or the majority of the calories come from fats. So they're gonna go into this in this report that I'm gonna generate here. So now, if I like all of this and I don't want to change anything, if I wanted to change it, I go back. I like this, so yeah, sure, this is how many calories I need, sure. So I'm gonna get my complete guide free. I click on this. You do need to enter your name. There we go, Sabrina at thekaratestrength.com, and download it now. And now this is downloading, and I'm gonna get an email. It used to be that you would get access to the report through your email. I don't think they do that anymore, but I will also get the download in my browser here. So let's just wait. Yeah. So now here we go. So it downloaded this awesome report. So now this is 18 pages. I can print this off. It's a PDF. So personalized nutrition report for Sabrina. So here's my calorie, macro, and portion guide. So let's scroll through this. So congratulations, you've taken an important step toward achieving your goals. It talks about how to use this guide. So going at your own pace, don't overthink it. Keep the guide handy to refer back to, so you can read all that. It talks about it gives you the summary then, all of your choices that you made. So your age, sex, weight, height, etc., your activity level, eating style. So anyway, it goes back over this and your goal. It reminds you of this. Shows this again. So how many servings I would need per day. And it talks about like total grams of protein, veggies, carbs, fats that you would need per day. Examples of different foods you could eat. How many servings per day. How many per meal. It goes into that too. So you can read all of this. And now, so just so you know that this hand portions, it is protein, veggies, carbs, and fats. So like I said, fruit is included in your carbs. So let's go down here. And so eating like this, having approximately this many servings of these per day will provide this many calories as calculated and help me achieve my goal of improving my athletic performance via the calories and via all the nutrients that are provided in this type of diet. So now it offers here some suggestions for meal ideas. And so I picked 4 meals a day. So I would have, like, for example, 4 of these if I like these. Gives sample meals, and it tells you how many servings of each of those, protein, carbs, veggies, and fats you would get in each of these sample meals. So that's awesome. And then it goes into here, it talks about macronutrients and portion sizing. That was my email notification there for my from Precision Nutrition. So talks about reading nutrition labels, using a food scale, using food tracking apps, different options for you to help you achieve your goals. Acknowledging that is not for everyone. Not everyone needs to or wants to count calories. So that's why they promote this hand portions method. If you're, say, a bodybuilder or an elite athlete and you want to get that edge, calculating your calories, tracking like that, weighing your food, that type of thing can really help you get that edge. For the vast majority of us, however, we don't need to do that. We don't need to engage in such fussy food math to improve our health and wellness and performance and achieve our goals. We don't have to. So that's what I love about this program, is that it's realistic, it's practical, and it doesn't encourage, that kind of obsession with calories and portions and all of that stuff. So that's super cool. So anyway, this goes into more about the hand portions method and how to do this. How to meet your target. So this talks about consistency. How consistent do you need to be with this in order to achieve your goal? The truth is, you don't need to be 100% consistent. You don't need to eat like this every single time, every single day, every single meal. You can actually achieve your goals even if you're only, following this program 75 to 80% of the time. You can still achieve your goal. So that's awesome. That means, hey, cheat days. So anyway, that's cool. You can read all about this. Now they offer a daily portion tracking sheet. This is really cool. It's just 1 week's worth. You can print off multiple copies of this page. So here they have the different categories of foods here. Per meal, approximately how many servings of each you would want of these 4 things per meal. And then per day, what your totals are going to be to achieve your goals. So then you could go Monday, say it's Monday, it's not Monday, it's actually Wednesday, but let's pretend it's Monday. So let's say for my breakfast, I had 1 serving of protein, 2 veg, 2 carbs, and 3 fats. So I would tick these off here. So I go 1 protein, I had 2 veggies, so fill in these circles, 2 carbs, and 3 fats. And then you would do that through the whole day until you reached these numbers here. And you do that for the whole week. So that's cool if you like doing that. For me personally, I don't like tracking like that. It gets me a little weird. I used to have disordered eating, so I try not to engage in the food math, and that works much better for me. But anyway, if you like that method, absolutely do it. So how to choose foods to meet your macro and portion goals. So this talks about this idea of good and bad foods, and it really discourages that type of thinking because every food has some, nutrients in it and has some value. And it's really about eating more of the things that are going to provide more value and eating less of the things that provide less value and having some balance in your diet. But you still want to have room for play because eating is supposed to be pleasurable. So anyway, so it goes into those different groups. So for protein, eat more of these types of foods. You're going to get more nutrients. It's going to be, more nutritious choices. Eat some of these. So don't have all of your intake from this, preferably, and eat fewer of these foods because they might have, higher fat content. They might be more processed. They might have a lot of mercury or whatever in it. So then for carbs, it is the same thing. Eat more of these, some of these, less of these. Fats does the same thing. You can go through all of this. And then veggies. Eat the rainbow, kids. Do it. Rainbows are great. Okay, how to adjust calories, macros, and hand portions to further progress. So you achieve your goal and you want to go further with it. You want to make more progress. So it gives you some suggestions here for how to make little adjustments to keep going with your goals. So that's kind of cool. You can read this. And then it does some troubleshooting. So what if you're not losing as much fat as you're trying to, or you're not gaining as much muscle as you want, or you're losing too much muscle when you're losing weight, or you're gaining too much fat when you're adding muscle. So it goes into some troubleshooting here, how to help you with that. How long to wait before making adjustments. You're creating new habits here. So ideally, every couple of weeks, you want to kind of monitor your results and see how you're doing before you add something else. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed and you'll probably stall with your goals. So definitely taking a little bit longer, progressing slower is best for making changes to your health, well-being, and performance. Here, substitutions. Do you want to substitute some carb or fat for other things? And it talks about that, how to do that. What about snacks? Snacking is cool. Do it. Anyway, it goes into that. So now it gives you some motivational stuff about moving towards your goals. You can read all this. And then, of course, there's their plug here if you want to be a coach. This program is actually good for even if you just want to improve your health and well-being and learn more about yourself and the science of nutrition and, behavioral psych and how to actually affect change in your life. It's an awesome program for that. So, but anyway, that's the nutrition calculator. So now I could click print. Oh, there's the printer. I could click print this off. And there you go. So that is the free nutrition calculator from Precision Nutrition. So